safe to say that every car guy is obsessed with car performance. And what better way we can pit one car against the next? Yes, you're right, the quarter mile. Since the dawn of automobiles, car enthusiasts everywhere have been finding the longest and most beautiful stretches of tar and pitting their cars against the next in a bid to crown the fastest car king. And on that note, welcome to Quarter Mile, where we explore some of the fastest and most beautiful machines ever created throughout the history of cars. On this episode, we'll be focusing on cars from the swinging 60s. And on that note, welcome to Quarter Mile, where we explore some of the fastest and most beautiful machines ever created throughout the history of cars. And on this episode, we'll be focusing on cars from the swinging 60s. The 1965 Chevrolet Sting Ray 396 also made it onto this list, and no wonder, the car can hit 100 km per hour from 0 in 5.6 seconds, which is insane. The car is fitted with what Americans might consider an economical engine, a 6.5-litre L78 V8, which produced 317 kilowatts of power. The two-door, two-seat design of this muscle car gives this car an exotic design, which went against the square, broad, muscular design that American muscle cars were known for. The car completed a standing quarter mile in 13.9 seconds. The Corvette Sting Ray 427 Convertible and Coupe were even faster. The hardtop or Coupe took 5.2 seconds to reach 100 km per hour from 0, and the Convertible took 5.9 seconds due to added reinforcements to compensate for chopping off the roof. Powered by a mammoth 7-litre big block, it produced 291 kilowatts of power and 460 foot-pounds of torque. The Coupe took 13.8 seconds, while the Convertible took 13.9 seconds to complete the standing quarter mile. The 1966 Buick GS 455 Sports Coupe was fitted with a mammoth 7.5-litre V8 that pushed out 268 kilowatts of power and 691 Nm of torque at only 2,800 RPM, which is totally unheard of in modern motoring. It was fitted with a 4-speed manual transmission, and 0 to 100 took 5.4 seconds, which is amazing performance for a car that's over 50 years old. This beast took 13.3 seconds to complete the standing quarter mile. This car can still smoke a lot of cars on today's roads. The slanting roofline, hood scoop, and racing stripe with a vinyl roof not only scream classic American muscle car design, but culminate into what I think is an ideal, elegant, muscular car design. I think it's clear that the kings of the quarter mile in the 1960s were American muscle cars with behemoth engines that produced a ton of power and torque. No wonder American muscle cars are so popular and desired by car enthusiasts all over the world today. One such American muscle car is the 1968 Dodge Charger RT Hemi. The word Hemi is synonymous with power, and any Hemi car is beyond mythical and desirable, and this is one of the reasons why this engine is so popular. Powered by a mammoth 7-litre hemispherical V8 pushing out 317 kilowatts of power, this beast could go from 0 to 100 in a ridiculous 4.8 seconds, which is massively fast even by today's standards. The Charger completed the standing quarter mile in 13.5 seconds. Guess it comes as no surprise that a Ferrari 250 GTO made the list. The surprising bit is that only one Ferrari from the 1960s made the list. I think it's worth pointing out that these cars aren't made for straight line speed, but it's still surprising nonetheless. Getting into the gist of things, the GTO was powered by a ridiculous 3-litre V8 used in the Testarossa Le Mans winner. The engine pushed out 221 kilowatts of power and 294 Nm of torque. This engine managed to propel this car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 6 seconds, which is unimpressive when compared to other cars on this list. but it managed to complete the standing quarter mile in 13.3 seconds, which is outstanding and makes this car the fastest car on our list thus far. The swooping lines and elongated hood are reminiscent of an E-Type Jag and give off the essence of European sports car design of the time. With fashion mogul Ralph Lauren owning one, it is clear that this car was a token or embodied the essence of style. The 1966 Shelby Cobra 427, like many of Carroll Shelby's creations, is another popular culture icon and a unicorn which has inspired many companies to build replicas, which, unlike many other replicas, are incredibly expensive. The average price of the 427 Cobra is 35 million rands, and you're looking to pay upwards of 500,000 for a replica. Why? Because of the sleek European design and the chassis that give it incredible handling capabilities due to its European origins. What Carroll Shelby had given the world was a European exotic with the power and acceleration of American muscle. Powered by the go-to 7-liter V8 pushing out 305 kilowatts of power and 480 foot-pounds of torque, this damn engine was big enough to power a truck and was paired with a 4-speed manual transmission and managed 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.7 seconds and managed the quarter mile in 13.3 seconds. Pretty fast if you ask me. We have yet another Chevrolet on the list. It's evident that Chevrolet was building dream machines in the 1960s. Believe it or not, this car is faster than the Buick GS 455 and the Shelby Cobra 427. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro is a special car, but even more special is the RSZL1. It produced an unbelievable 321 kilowatts of power and had 450 foot-pounds of torque, powered by a ZL1 big block. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour took 5.3 seconds and the quarter mile took 13.2 seconds. Amazing numbers if you ask me. Even faster than all the cars we've mentioned this far is another one of Carroll Shelby's creations, the 1964 Shelby Daytona Coupe, powered by a 4.7-liter V8, producing 287 kilowatts of power. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour took 4.4 seconds. That's ridiculously fast, even by today's standards. The car completed the standing quarter mile in 12.7 seconds. The 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 SC is another one of Shelby's creation that's even faster. Powered by the same 7-liter V8 in the Shelby Cobra 427, it managed a 0 to 100 time of 4.5 seconds and it managed the quarter mile in 12.5 seconds. The 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 is also even faster and managed a 0 to 100 time of 4.3 seconds and a quarter mile time of 12.2 seconds, which I think we can all agree is incredibly fast. And as we explore more modern vehicles, I think we'll have a better understanding of how insanely fast these American muscle cars were for the time. And on that note, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any other episodes of Quarter Mile, exploring quarter mile times of some of the fastest vehicles throughout the ages. That wraps up the list of some of the fastest machines ever produced in the 1960s. We're working on many more videos exploring quarter mile times of some of the fastest vehicles throughout the decades. And on that note, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the like button and ring the bell icon. It helps and aids in the fight against our team's insecurities, particularly our writers. They need that win. And on that note, see you next time, my feet. Sharp, sharp.